This log, distress signal. All we can do for now is hope. This log is recorded by Chief Engineer Ryan. I am one of the 3 survivors that crash landed on this planet. None of us really know what happened. Our vessel was returning home from a confidential mission, and all of a sudden we were attacked. Many people aboard the ship tried to evacuate, but only the 3 of us survived that I know of. I've sent out an encrypted distress signal on all channels in case others survived and landed elsewhere on this Rimworld, but for now it's just Totty, Cardicat, and I. I'm the most senior ranking officer alive, so it's my responsibility to lead the others. We had something very important we were transporting, and we need to get it off this planet as soon as possible. For now, we need to survive and figure out how to get back home. Protocol in the case of emergencies of this magnitude is to log records of all events that take place. The date is April May 11th, year 5500. Our escape pods landed safely with some emergency supplies. We don't have much on us, so we needed to establish a temporary camp while we figured out a longer-term solution. Upon surveying the area, we were in a habitable area with some mountainous coverage with lots of trees and local wildlife. There was an abandoned structure nearby, so we planned on using that as a sleeping shelter for the time being. It's honestly hard to tell how long we could be stranded here, so we're planning on growing food, just in case. We need to get to work immediately. We brought what few supplies we have to the shelter we claimed, and built some beds to rest in. We established our new dwelling, and all 3 of us are honestly now exhausted. We are hopeful that our distress signal is answered soon. All we can do for now is hope. This is Ryan, signing off. The date is August 4th, 5500. We've been stranded for over a week and have been building a more formidable base of operations. At this point, all 3 of us believe that we were the only ones to survive the escape. Our objective still remains to escape this planet and return home. In the meantime, Cardicat has been researching ways to improve our technology, and we're building a proper barracks. We're slowly making progress. We did find out yesterday that we're not alone on this Rimworld, as we were attacked by a lone raider. Totty is our best shot, and the fool charged at him with a knife. Totty dispatched him fairly quickly. Maybe there are people that can help us with a ship to leave this place. It's hard to tell at this point, but we now know that there are hostiles that are willing to attack us for what little we have. This is Ryan, signing off. The date is October 6th, 5500. We had a small stroke of luck recently. Over a week ago, one of the men from the ship was found in a nearby crashed transport pod. It looks like it had a malfunction during the initial impact, and the system shut down for some time before rebooting and landing in the vicinity. He was hurt, but we managed to take him in and tend to his wounds. Just yesterday, he fully recovered. Shia will be a valuable member to the group. It's good to have another man with us. This is Ryan, signing off. The date is September 14th, 5500. It has been an interesting few days. We discovered that the mountains are rich with marble, and to enclose and fortify our barracks, we started to mine it and replace our wooden walls with this beautiful stone. It's hard to work with, but I fear that we're going to be here longer than we originally anticipated. We finally received contact on our comms. It wasn't what we were hoping for, but a ship technician was being chased to our vicinity. We accepted her in for safety, as we needed more men to help with our base. Shortly after she came in, 2 raiders followed in hot pursuit. Little did they know that we were prepared for their assault. Totty and I incapacitated one of the men, and the other one fled immediately afterwards. He was mortally wounded, but he had good gear on him. We stripped him of his belongings and left him for dead. I'm not proud of what we've done, but our mission is top priority, and we cannot let anything stand in our way. Our new recruit goes by the name of Scarf. We're glad to have her with us in the colony. Unfortunately, with the good comes the bad. The toxic fallout has hit our base, and we have no idea how long until it will pass. Everyone's uneasy, but we have to persist through this and hope that our supplies last until it passes. I hope that my next vlog will bear some good news. This is Ryan, signing off. The date is December 6th, 5500. I am glad to report that after a week of being locked inside our base, the worst of the toxic fallout has ended. We had to roof off our hallways and completely enclose the barracks to survive. Our food reserves were getting dangerously low, but it seems like wild game is beginning to pass through again. We're going to begin hunting tonight. This is Ryan, signing off. The date is December 13th, 5500. Much has happened since my last log. About a week ago, we were attacked by another small raiding party. There was a small firefight, but one of the men was quickly dispatched. As the other raider fled, she fired off a shot and hit Totty. Fortunately, it grazed his torso and he's going to be okay. He had to rest for a few days before he was back on his feet, however. 2 days ago, we received a distress signal from an incapacitated refugee right outside of our base. After discussing the risk with the men, we agreed that it would make sense to extract this person and recruit them to the base. I left Cardicat in charge as Shia and I traveled to the nearby location. There was an ambush, though. Shia engaged one of the men while I rescued the wounded refugee. After a bit of a struggle, Shia was able to take him out without getting harmed. I knew I could count on him to have my back. 2 more men approached and decided to try to take our newly recruited refugee with them. We couldn't let that happen. I was slightly wounded in close quarter combat, but he was taken down easily enough. We pursued the last man as he fled, and I was able to gun him down before he got away. It was a successful mission, and while the trip back took longer because of the new recruit, we made it back safely earlier today. She goes by the name Yellow Horse, and she's a welcomed addition to our team. We've doubled in size in the past 2 months. Let's hope we can continue at this pace. This is Ryan, signing off.
The date is April May 6th, 5501. This is Totty reporting in. We've suffered some heavy blows. We lost Ryan, and I'm in charge now. It started a week ago when another lost transport pod crashed nearby with a wounded man. We took him in to try to recruit him to our base. Later that morning, we also received a distress call from a refugee being chased by a small raiding party. We wanted to continue growing our colony, and we offered them safety. I fear we made a mistake with our decision. The kid's name's Lycan. We sacrificed a lot to have him here. Shortly after he arrived, the raiding party followed. I was with Ryan as we gunned down one of the men. Shia was covering the southern end of the base, and he landed a few good shots on another raider. It wasn't enough, though. As the raider got closer, he fired 2 bursts into the base, and Shia was immediately killed. I saw it from the corner of my eye while Ryan and I dispatched the second raider. This caused the last man to flee. Blinded by rage, Ryan chased after the last man. He got too close and the raider opened fire directly into Ryan. The damage was catastrophic, as his entire right leg was severed from the gunfire. Cardicat tried as hard as he could to tend to him. During all this, we dug a grave for Shia outside the base. Cardicat worked into the night trying to stop the bleeding, but it was too much. Ryan's gone, and so was Shia. I took him out early the next morning and buried him myself. The only good news I can report is that the wounded captive from the transport pod recovered and agreed to join us earlier today. He goes by the name Legendmere. Everyone's shaken, but we have to continue pushing forward. It's the only thing we can do now. This is Totty, signing off. The date is September 1st, 5501. It's been a disaster. Trying to recoup from our losses, we started expanding our base of operations while also setting up auto turrets for better defenses. We received another distress call of nearby raiders assaulting a refugee. We thought our new defenses would be enough. We were arrogant and told them to join us and we'd offer protection. She came running to our aid at the worst possible time. Scar had some kind of mental break and she'd gone berserk. She was going to attack Legendmere and Yellow Horse, but the raiders were coming after the refugee we just took in. I ordered the men to avoid and ignore Scarf to prepare for the incoming attack. Everyone was distracted. Lycan pulled way too far ahead and got hurt from the attackers. The rest of the men were gunned down. Lycan suffered some bad wounds from being stabbed by those savages. He reported to our medbay immediately, but Scarf was a complete fool. Left alone in her rage, she attacked a megasloth that mortally wounded her during the firefight. There was nothing we could do about it. We sent the new recruit out to strip her of her belongings. I didn't want to tarnish good equipment over such a foolish decision like this. Before we could even get her back to our shelter, she perished. As if things couldn't get worse, we were raided again the next morning. There weren't many men, but we were in no condition to fight. Yellow Horse and I gunned down 2 of them, but the third took down Legendmere and tried to flee while capturing him. There was just too much going on. Lycan didn't get the proper treatment he needed, and he died. He's just a kid, too. Yellow Horse caught the raider and beat her down. Legendmere, he was shot up real bad. Yellow Horse removed his flak jacket off him and tried to comfort him during his final moments, but he died shortly after. The raider still tried to escape, but Yellow Horse beat her down again, and we took her as a prisoner. We had to bury 3 more men today. It's just 4 of us and a prisoner now. The new recruit simply goes by the name of Fried Rice. Morale is low, and they're beginning to lose hope. We have to be more cautious with what we do moving forward to ensure we don't lose anyone else. This is Totty, signing off. It's all over now. We're all as good as dead. It was the flash storms. The bloody flash storms were our demise. Lightning struck nearby, near some kind of structure. The fire had caused its walls to crumble and unleash the horrors that were waiting inside. Mechanoids, murderous robots, came pouring out, barreling towards us. There was nothing we could do. I wasn't able to protect them. I tried to stop them, but I was critically injured. I don't have much time left. The other men, they tried to fend off as best they could, but it was too much. I hear their screams. It's like a nightmare that's come to life. Some man intercepted our comms and said he was coming to help. Cardicat tried to warn him to flee, but the fool said he saw what happened from afar and he had an idea. He entered the structure where the mechanoids came from. He said there were cryosleep caskets. He was going to open them up and seek help from whomever was in there. It was a trap. He screamed as they gunned him down, and his comms went silent. Whoever they are, they're a danger. I don't have much time left. We failed our mission, but I'm encrypting the data that we retrieved from our initial mission. If anyone else finds this distress log and is able to decrypt what it contains, you'll understand why this needs to be taken back to our capital. It can turn the tide to the Great War. They're coming to destroy the mechanoids and pillage what we've strived to build up. This is the end. I'm sorry, Ryan.
Sir, other men survived the crash too. We were too late getting their distress signal though.
That's most certainly unfortunate. I knew Ryan personally. He was a good man and none of them deserved this. This means that we're the only hope remaining to get this information off this Rimworld. We cannot fail now. I'll tell the others.